Zoe sat excitedly at her desk, ready for another lesson with Dr. Thompson. Today's topic was about the many invertebrates that live in the world's ecosystems. Zoe, can you name some invertebrates? Dr. Thompson asked as she wrote the word invertebrate on the board. Zoe thought for a moment. Spiders, jellyfish, snails, and insects like bees and ants. Great, Dr. Thompson said, smiling. Invertebrates are animals without backbones, and they make up about 97% of all animal species. Today, we'll explore their diversity, adaptations, and their roles in the ecosystems they inhabit. Dr. Thompson pulled up a diagram of an animal with no backbone and began explaining. Invertebrates can be found in almost every type of environment: oceans, forests, deserts, and even your backyard. Let's start by learning about the major groups of invertebrates. She began with porifera, the sponges. Sponges are the simplest animals. They have porous bodies and live in water. They filter food through their bodies, which is how they feed. Zoe wrote down the word porifera in her notebook and drew a simple picture of a sponge. Wow, they don't even have a brain or nervous system, just pores, Zoe exclaimed. Yes, exactly. Doctor, Thompson continued. Next up is Cnidaria, which includes jellyfish and corals. These animals have radial symmetry, meaning their bodies are organized around a central point, and they have stinging cells to capture prey or defend themselves. Zoe imagined the jellyfish floating in the water. So they use their stinging cells to paralyze smaller fish before eating them, right? She asked. Exactly, Dr. Thompson said. Now, let's move on to platyhelminthes, flatworms. These worms have bilateral symmetry and can be either free-living or parasitic. Some flatworms can live inside other animals, like a tapeworm in the intestines. Zoe shivered. That's a little creepy, but fascinating, she thought. Now, nematoda, roundworms, are cylindrical, and many are parasitic too. They live in all environments, and they can infect plants and animals. That's so strange that worms can be so different, Zoe noted. Absolutely, Dr. Thompson agreed. Next, Annelida, the segmented worms. Earthworms and leeches fall into this group. Their segmented bodies help them move through soil and water, which is why earthworms are so great for soil health. Zoe made a note. Earthworms help recycle nutrients in the soil by breaking down dead material. Now we get to mollusca, which includes snails, clams, and octopuses. Mollusks are very diverse and have soft bodies. Some have shells for protection, like snails, and some, like octopuses, have no shells at all. Octopuses are so smart, Zoe exclaimed. They can solve problems and escape from tight spaces. Yes, they are amazing creatures. Now, arthropoda, the largest group of invertebrates. This includes insects, spiders, and crustaceans like crabs. Arthropods have exoskeletons, segmented bodies, and jointed limbs, which allow them to move efficiently. Zoe pictured a spider crawling up a wall. That's why insects are so good at moving quickly and adapting to different environments. Their exoskeletons help protect them too. Exactly. Dr. Thompson nodded. Finally, let's talk about echinodermata, which includes starfish and sea urchins. These animals have radial symmetry, like cnidarians, but they also have spiny skin and tube feet to help them move and catch food in the ocean. Zoe was amazed at how different each group of invertebrates was. Each one has unique adaptations that help it survive in its habitat, she thought. Now that we've learned about different groups of invertebrates, let's look at how they adapt to their environments, Dr. Thompson continued. Invertebrates can be marine, freshwater, or terrestrial, and they have evolved all sorts of special traits to survive in these habitats. For example, marine invertebrates like sponges have adapted to live in saltwater and filter feed, while terrestrial invertebrates like ants have exoskeletons to protect them from dehydration. Zoe thought about all the insects she saw in her garden. Insects must have special adaptations to survive in different conditions like hot deserts and cold places. Yes, exactly, Doctor, Thompson said. And invertebrates also play vital roles in ecosystems, such as being decomposers, pollinators, and food sources for other animals. For instance, bees help pollinate flowers, and earthworms help break down dead plants and animals. Zoe smiled as she thought about how all the invertebrates, from ants to starfish, were important to the balance of nature. Invertebrates may be small, but they're crucial for ecosystems to function properly. As the class ended, Dr. Thompson handed out a worksheet. For your homework, I want you to find an invertebrate in your environment and observe its behavior. You'll record your observations and try to identify which group it belongs to. Zoe couldn't wait to get started. I'm going to look for insects around my house. There's so much to discover about these fascinating creatures.